what is it? I was originally using breakout strategies, but then once I
Hmm.
realized, you were able to get more pinpoint entries with and more high risk to reward. It kind of caught my eye because you're using more database than pattern based.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you could just start from the beginning, that would be very
Yeah.
helpful.
All right. So, biggest thing about it, it's not a linear chart. And all that means is our price right here, it's over here on the right-hand side. Right here, we're at 522.34.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you come over here, our price is 605, right? So
Yeah.
completely different price, even though we're on the same line. And it's kind of showing you like a bird's eye view or the pattern of the market that you
Right.
couldn't see on a linear chart, or like how we're moving in these fractal waves.
Okay.
So you start out on the wave one daily, which is what we're on right now. And notice how we're constantly moving back and forth between pivot, which is this black line in the center.
Mm-hmm.
If you increase the wave count, so like we'll go from one wave to seven wave daily, you'll start to see we spend more time on one side of pivot. Right now you have like 20 days, which is this H20, or
Yeah.
28, which is this H28. Then we'll go up to something like the 50 wave, and then we'll load up some more days. So you can change the days to load, which is just how much data you're looking at.
Okay.
And you can see that we have like 64 days, 90 days, 124. Just more time on one side. And then we'll go all the way up to the max one, which is the 200 wave. And we'll load up like 5,000 days. And here you can see like we have years on one side of pivot, right? Like this was 897 days, 509, 408. So these larger waves, you're looking at the overall trend of the market, whereas the
Mm-hmm.
smaller ones like the wave one daily, you're looking at, okay, where are we likely to go today, tomorrow, possibly the end of this week? Now, something like the 200 wave daily, very rarely are we going to be at a point on this chart that you can use on like your day-to-day bias.
Yeah.
So what we can then do is break it down from like the 200 wave daily to something like the 200 wave 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
So now we're looking at like just a smaller time frame. We're looking at the same wave, but on a smaller time frame for more of like our day trades where we're looking at like for the next hour or two, right?
Right.
So like my personal go-tos is the 20 wave 5 minute, the 10 wave 15 minute, the 50 wave 1 minute, and last up the 7 wave 5 minute, right?
Okay. And what do you
So
use those specific ones for?
It's just what I've found works best. What I look for on these are these things called open states. So we'll start actually on what this purple line is. So this purple line here is what we call vector. When we are above pivot and above vector, we look for continuation of the upside. So like as you can see here, we tested vector, we bounced a few times off of it. We pretty much just like staircase it all day.
Yeah.
When we cross below it, we start looking for a move back down to pivot. And
Okay.
then it's the same thing for the downside where like you can see right here, we were below pivot and below vector. We kind of just slow grind down throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then once we crossed above, we start looking for that reversal back up. And that's what you can see. We crossed above here, and then we pretty much just rode it all the way up, right?
Okay.
So that's vector. Then you have these things called clusters, which are these black dashes on the right-hand side. These are just marking out the highs or the lows of previous waves.
Yeah.
So a wave, you have long waves and short waves. And it's just the time it takes to go from pivot to the high back to pivot. So like this right here
Mm-hmm.
was one long wave. And then it crossed below, and then this was a short wave. So these clusters are just marking out the highs and lows of each of these waves,
Yeah.
um, like previous reversal points.
Okay.
And then you also have the percent odds. So you have the 80, 50, 20, 10, and 5% odds. This is just saying when we're above or below pivot, we reach this point X% of the time. So we reach this point here 10% of the time. So
Yeah.
you can start to view it as, okay, if we only reach this point 10% of the time, our odds of continuing higher are going to be 10% or less based off of what's previously happened. So outliers can occur. You don't want to just say, oh, we're at the 10% odds, I'm going to short, because we can just keep on pushing higher. And if you're shorting nothing besides just the percent chance,
Yeah.
it's not a great strategy, and you'll just end up kind of getting cooked over the long term.
Okay.
Um, and then the last thing you see here are these open states. So these are what I really like. These are also marking out previous reversal points.
And the open states are the
Like,
red, right?
sorry.
The open states are the red.
Yeah, the red for the upside and black for the downside.
Okay.
So marking out previous reversal points. One, so like A, we can use them for targets. Like when we cross above here, we're like, all right, let's target this open state here for our take profit.
Yeah.
But then when we get to them, we've previously reversed there before, so we can also view them as potential reversal points, right?
Yeah.
And that's where my strategy comes in, where I go through those four timeframes I was just talking about,
Hmm.
and I'll go ahead and say, okay, well, we have an open state here, and then if we have an open state or some sort of resistance on those other three timeframes,
Yeah.
that's when I go in and chart these gray zones and look for reversal plays off of them.
So
And
basically,
then,
oh my bad. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, you try to align each time frame, and if they all align, that's where you put those gray boxes.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that's so nice about them is like, for example, here, right? I alerted in the Discord actually, and we took a loss on it. It was this play here. So, right here. So we got in 573 puts at 0.41, right? There was only an hour left in the day, so I didn't go like anything crazy on the sizing, but you can see once we close above on the 5 minute, so this candle right here, when we closed above the zone, that's my sign to get out of the play. Like the play is invalidated after that.
Yeah.
So this close of the 5 minute, I got out at, I believe it was 0.33. So that was like a 20% loss. But then the times, I've only alerted three QQQ plays recently just because I was out of town. But the last one was this one where we were up 220% and we were, got a trim at like 150%.
Okay.
And then the one before that was 100% on this trade here, just playing these gray boxes. So like you're only ever risking 10 to 30% on these trades, but then when they work out, which is more often than not, I'd say it's around 70%. You're getting anywhere from like 50 to 300% or more on the trades. So
So,
that's why like
so with the okay, so for instance, I'm trading right now with Top Step, and I
mhm.
actually just got well, I'm waiting on my first payout to hit my account, but if I was to do this and kind of, because risking 10 to 30% on, let's just say, a $4,000 account, like, how would I go about risk sizing on there? So would I still
Yeah.
risk the same amount?
Well, yeah, so like with what I do is like I have like a set amount I go into each trade with. Like I'm never putting my whole account into these things. Like if I have like say like $500 per trade, I'll just buy $500 worth of that specific contract,
Yeah.
and then I'm risking 10 to 30% of that specifically.
Okay.
But what I've found, like when I'm trading gold, right?
Yeah.
We can actually go over a gray box setup here. Is this it? One second. Okay, here we go. So, what day was it? It might be back one more. Yeah, okay, it was back. One second, let me pull it up. But basically, I'm typically risking like 1 to 3 points on these gold trades, and I will show you how I chart them as well.
All right.
Okay, so it's this here. So this day was really nice. We alerted. Let me find the alert. It's the 24th, so it'd be right here. Okay, so on this gold trade, we said 405.5, and then we alerted it like when it got filled, which was about 20 minutes later. And then it hit TPs 1, 2, and 3. Didn't get to TP 4 before the day closed. But as you can see, we were only risking 2.5 points on this. And the reason we charted out this gray zone right here
Yeah.
was because one, on the 20-way 5 minute, you had an open state at 405.1. So that was this open state right here,
Okay.
right? Then on the 10-way 15 minute, you had 407.8. So that was this open state right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then 7-way 5 minute, you had cluster at 404.5 plus the 2% odds plus an open state at 405.5. So that was everything you see right here. You had 405.5 open state,
Yeah.
and then also the 2% odds in these clusters over here showing that we've reversed here multiple times.
Yeah.
And then last up, you had the 50 wave 1 minute where you had this 405.5 and 404.8 open states,
Mm-hmm.
along with us being between the 10% and 2% odds. So already like going into this, we're around like the 2 to 10% odds, meaning we don't get down here that often. So it's unlikely we continue lower. And then on top of that, all four of those time frames we just showed
Yeah.
had an open state in like this 3 point range.
Right.
So I just took a long. I also used like you can see it lined up really well with our yellow box, which we chart out every day. It's kind of like a confluence of our average range was also here. So that's again another supportive just reason to for this trade.
Yeah.
Um, and like that's kind of my whole thing with trading fractals. Like all we're looking at here is data, and I can get like as many confluences as possible or as much confirmation. It just makes the trade that much more A plus. So like when I see the yellow box lining up with it, the gray box, and then we have all these previous reversals,
Right.
like that's what I really like to look for on these trades.
So with everything, because to the average person, this is like this just looks crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
with how can like okay with everything that's on the fractals chart, the little four charts up here, um,
Mm-hmm.
do those when I okay, let me take a step back. What when you use this software, like how do I use this software and where do I find it?
So we can make you a login for it. It'll only last for 30 days though, and then it does become 259 a month. So our premium's always going to stay at $75 a month. But with the software, since we don't own it,
Yeah.
we have like a limited amount of 30-day trials we can give out to premium members. And then
Okay.
after that, if they want to continue using it, it's like a separate fee of 259 a month for continued access.
So it kind of they just kind of give you like a free run, and then after is like, okay, you've used it, you understand it a little bit more. Now we're gonna
Hmm.
charge you.
Yeah.
And are we saying $259?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then
So whenever like we don't have to start your 30-day trial just yet. We can kind of go like whenever you feel like you're ready. We'll like review some videos. You can join live voice in the morning and then ask questions when you have them. And then when you're like, okay, I feel ready to like try out the software, we can start your 30-day trial. And then after the 30 days are over, you'd have to pay the 259 to continue using it.
okay, so I don't. My biggest thing is making sure before I buy, three other accounts that I understand completely how to trade with your strategy. So what is like before I get into the software, things that I can use since I don't have the software that I can,
Mhm.
you know, get precise pinpoint entries on rather than just waiting on y'all to say, "Hey guys, I'm about to enter a short or a long," so I kind of understand where y'all are coming from.
Mhm. So one thing you can use is just like this yellow box here. So as you can see, like we bounced off average range here. We bounced off this white dash line right here. So using this kind of like in confluence with anything we send out is always good. And then you can also use MooseBot. It's pretty limited with what it has, but if you type in exclamation mark fractals, it pulls up like everything you can use on it. Like there's different waves and time frames you can use to like get specific charts that you can request with it.
Okay.
So that's one thing.
So
But
you would say MooseBot is where I need to be doing all my charting until I get ready for the other fractal software,
um
or is trade like
yes,
is trading
but
view?
oh yeah, so I like personally do all my charting on Thinkorswim.
Okay.
Um and it's just like I take my analysis from the fractals and then throw it onto here like on a linear chart.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of it is just going to be like joining live voice in the morning if you have the time for it
Yeah.
and just watching like as many videos as you can because like you can only take it so far without actually getting access to the software. So like what you're going to be wanting to do pretty much is just watching videos and asking questions after those videos.
Okay.
Um, and then whenever you feel like you have a decent understanding, like you don't have to understand everything because you're not going to without actually like testing out the software,
Right.
but just kind of start with that. And then whenever you feel like you have a basic understanding, then you'll get the software, play with it like every like 1 to 2 hours a day. The more screen time, the better. And
Yeah.
then by like the month's end, hopefully you'll see if this is what you want to continue using or not.
Yeah, so okay. Yeah, so I ended up watching pretty much all those videos that you had on like um the Discord for
Hmm.
just trying to understand everything. And so you would say use, and does Thinkorswim have any, like, is it the same thing with the Fractal software where you have to pay like after a certain amount of like days or
Uh, no, Thinkorswim's just like it's essentially like TradingView, where it's
okay.
just a charting platform, and I just like it because I can go in and share the links to my charts every day. So,
Yeah.
like I can just go in here and then you can copy this link, go into Thinkorswim, click Setup, Open Shared Item, and then just like that, you
So
can
it's kind of like an
have
indicator on TradingView.
um somewhat, yeah, but it's just like an overlay of my charts. Like you can go in and then it'll pull up whatever I have charted for the time being.
Okay. So, and those will be, I can keep them on there, or like
Hmm.
you'll switch throughout the, like it'll switch. Like
Yeah, so it'll just show like whatever was on my chart when I sent out this link and it'll stay like that. So each day I'll send out a new link with like my new chart and then you just basically import that every day.
okay. And then how do I get rid of them?
It basically just opens up a separate tab and you can just close them out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so and then probably like my last question is just like the more like, okay, from somebody that you've taught before, like I know
Hmm.
everyone is different, but how long would you say it took them to kind of get the hang of everything?
I think most people can do it within like 1 to 2 months. Like you're not going to understand everything in that time, but you can start like charting out your own zones. Like for example, let me see. This user here has been using it for about a month now.
Yeah.
And like you'll see, let me find his example. He's basically saying like now he's charting out his own zones and like while he might not be confident enough just yet to take his own trades, like just the fact that he's like seeing the analysis and then it ends up working out is already like a huge step. So I think the time to like understanding it all is definitely just getting smaller and smaller because there's a lot more resources now than there used to be. So
Right.
I think like if you're watching videos, asking questions, joining live voice in the morning, like you could pick up on it within a month.
Okay. All right. And then pretty much last thing is, I know you said recently, because I was on one of your lives a couple like a week ago. What's
Hmm.
so I know your gold percentages like for win rate, but like overall, what would you say like your win rate is?
I'd say it's around 70% with the gray box. Like gold's definitely inflated right now because we've only lost 3 times in a month at this point.
Yeah.
But like on average, I'd say like it's like example with this QQQ gray box today. Um, I'd say it's around 70%. We lost this one, but the last two QQQ plays we took, again, were both 100% and 220%. So it's around 70% from what I've tested over like the last 2 years.
Okay, so you would enter off of as soon as it hits in the gray box?
It depends. Like that is a strategy, just entering it right on the test. But then sometimes, like for example, today we had an open state at 574.27, which was kind of like right in the middle of the zone,
Yeah.
and that's what I waited on for an entry. So I mean, it probably would have been our entry was 0.41
Yeah.
and we got out at 0.33. If we entered in right at the test, let's see, this was at 11:35. So let's see where we were at 11:35. Contracts would have been about zero point 0.5. So you would have lost a little more because of that if you entered in right on the test.
Yeah.
But that still would have been actually how much would that have been? Zero point 0.5, so 17. You would have lost about 34%. So that's kind of like on the higher end of what you would expect from a gray box
Okay.
loss.
So you do you recommend, cuz I had one XFA on Top Step and I wanted to get another one. So do you think
Hmm.
after I get this payout that I should add on, or do you think I should stay at one until I feel like comfortable making the decisions on my own, or do you think I would be okay, still getting another XFA using like you?
Um, I mean, that really is more of like a personal question for you on like
Yeah,
how like because like it really just depends like per person on like what they feel comfortable with risking, I guess.
yeah,
Like, I don't think it'd be a bad thing, especially like if it's say for like a $50 eval, you can kind of use that to mess around a little bit on trades that you might not be as comfortable with taking on your Express account.
yeah.
But it's really up to you and like what you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad thing to like start scaling, and especially if like there's like I was saying, if there's ever trades you don't want to take on your Express account, but you like the setup and you want to see how it played out,
Yeah.
you can always just do that on an eval and not be like risking your real money technically, like on the Express
Yeah.
account.
Okay. All right. I think that's all I have. I think you answered all of my questions.
All right,
But
for sure.
I
And
I,
then
I appreciate. Oh, what you was about to say?
I was just gonna say like there's a lot of different things we can go over in the future, like charting the yellow box on this thing here. Um, Or there's different things like you can look at these H and L values
Yeah.
on the Wave One daily to see like the odds of continuation. Like a lot of different tools on the software that we can go over in the future. I would just say start with the basics of like what we went over today. Watch as many videos as you can and just ask questions.
And
Um,
what videos like? Cause I kind of already watched all the videos you had in your Discord, or like the what's it called?
did
Like
you
the
watch
one.
like all of these ones in here?
Okay. No, I
So
watched.
these are some of them are a little outdated. We were gonna go through these and update, but there's like a lot of trade recaps where the ones at the top are gonna be some of the more recent ones that just kind of explain what I'm using currently.
Yeah.
But you can kind of just go through that and just see different examples. But we'll update this soon and get all the outdated videos out of there.
Okay. So you would say you would recommend me start from where when I'm watching the videos?
Mm, let's see. Actually, let me go to. I'd say so on Ascend Trading YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
all of videos from like here up are
Okay.
pretty straightforward. And then on my channel, um, all of these videos are like just recaps on trades I've taken. So it's pretty similar to what you'll be seeing me take like day to day right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you for doing this, cause
Yeah, no problem.
yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good one and let me know if there's any other questions.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right, man. So look, I had to put on a little professional voice. I hate doing that, bro. Cause, but when I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to make sure I get everything. And if I sound like this to the dudes, they gonna be like, oh, he don't want to learn. So, man, that was good. I don't understand it all, but I'm gonna go back through this video so many times, right? So many. So, yes, I'm gonna probably post this on my YouTube. I'll share it with y'all. On God, I will, because this is my journey. So I'm gonna share it with y'all. And yeah, bro, man, that was some good information. That was quick, but I'm gonna be zooming. I'm gonna be taking it slow and redoing it and watching all them videos that he told me to, cause I watched a little bit of them, but man, like here's the only thing. Like I hate difficult things, but um, I feel like in order. And here's the thing, bro. Like I gotta look at this, right? So I asked him what his win rate was, right? overall, because he said it was like a 90 something on gold. But overall, he was like 70. And like with Mamba, it was 72, like around 70 something. But I think I'm stuck on, I think I'm just stuck on like losing. Like, I don't care about losing when I'm risking the right amount. Just losing over and over and over. Like, but I mean, let me see something, bro. Because the cool thing I like about this one is with Mamba, if I'm risking, or if we're winning 70% of the time, right? And we're only hitting 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s occasionally, 1 to 2s. Our 1 to freaking 12 to 13s are getting hit 70% of the time. Let's see. All right, hold on. Chat. All right. If I have a 70% win rate and I'm risking 500, 1,000, to make 3,000 on one account, but risking 1,000 to make 10,000 on another account. How much would I make on the first account and how much would I make on the second account? No explanation needed, please. So second account, let's see. And say I took 100 trades. The first account would be 160,000. The second account would be 640,000. So that's the difference between risk to reward. And this weekend, I'm really going to dive deep into these videos and really try to learn. And I'm going to post probably each video on here, maybe. Because this isn't really to like gain followers. This is just for me to see. And I haven't posted in a while. So I'm about to make a separate video on what's been going on and how I feel. But great stuff today. I will see y'all in the next one, man. I'll probably see y'all if my payout can hit. I'll probably see y'all on Monday for sure. So, yeah, man. All right. Peace.